Hey, what's up, buddy? Um, yeah, interesting week so far. Your Uncle Matt went back. He stayed with us for a few days, just to visit with you, but then also help me out through all this. So we took him to the airport yesterday morning. We had an interesting little morning there, me and you, going by some freaking drug addicts in the parking lot like at 9 something in the morning near Newport Beach. So crazy stuff, but that kind of made me think about a lot of people have reached out to me through all this, and it's kind of like encouraged me, I guess, best way to say it, or acknowledged, or from their perspective, I'm handling this nightmare well, that I'm in their perception I'm being strong and all that. Just made me kind of think about, like, how am I, like, what's enabling me to do that. So I just kind of wanted to share that, journal that. And again, I'm not journaling at all on pen and paper anymore. I'm just going to do these going forward. So I was thinking, just got back from the gym. 2.5 hours at the gym. That's just getting it all out. So obviously having a healthy outlet for things to clear your mind, the emotions, that for me is huge. If you just sit around in that emotional, frequency spiral or whatever, it just goes down, right? Versus if you go work out, spirals up to positive, more positive emotions, or at least get rid of some of the negative ones. But anyway, the two things I was thinking was obviously being prepared. So just in general, your personal development daily process. So for me, obviously my relationship with God, not obviously, by the time you're old enough to read or see all these, it will be obvious to you because we'll be doing it together. But my personal relationship with God, when I was 12 or so, at Walnut Street Baptist Church in Carbondale, Illinois. Your mammy and pappy, or my mammy and pappy, they're passed on obviously a while ago. It's like some vacation Bible school. I used to spend 3 months every summer in Southern Illinois with family. And then I grew up in Long Beach, so when school was out, shipped me back. It was good. It was a good balance to have that country, Midwest balance. But vacation Bible school, they did like an altar call, and everything he said, I was like, yeah, of course. Like, this is, because I'd kind of been reading the Bible, I guess, at that age. 12, it seems young, but kind of was reading the Bible, just bits and pieces, and knew some stuff about it. So anyway, for me personally, like, I think it was real. It wasn't some, I actually made a, conscious decision to follow that spiritual path that young. But rededicated my life 18 after I got out or in jail. And I'll tell you all that story at some point. So that's like a rededication. So personal development journey for me, my foundation is my relationship with Jesus Christ. Just read the Bible, be open. We'll say Uncle Wes says it best. Your conscience is the authentic voice of God. So even if you just believe we're energy, whatever, blah, 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 just listen to your conscience, start there, and, seek and you will find, walk the path and it'll illuminate as you walk it type deal. So for me, how I'm navigating this, to say tragedies, like, these words are cheap. They don't do it justice, dude. Like, part of me was ripped away, snuffed out. Like, again, these words are cheap. And as you go through life, you'll experience things, and you'll experience loss and trauma. Maybe not to this extent, maybe more, I don't know. But as we all go through life, we experience this. But so personal development, daily process, paramount. Regardless, prepare. The ant and grasshopper thing is true. In the summer, get ready for winter. Winter is coming. If you lose that perspective, you're fucked. So just straight up. And again, this is like as you grow into an adult, and even as you're an adult, you never stop learning. It's never done. The work's never done. And by the work, I mean you working on yourself. Just strive for, not perfection, strive for improvement, for progress. Just do your best. So for me, the foundation is my spiritual foundation, my relationship with God. And you'll find, the mosquitoes lately have been insane. Little caveat. What could be worse than losing the love of your life? Also getting a mosquito bite out here lately has been on par. They've been insane. Anyway, I want to kill this little guy. Got him. Anyway, personal development journey. Some other people besides the, reading scriptures for me. In 2008, I was exposed to Jim Rohn, R-O-H-N. He actually, Tony Robbins, when he was 18, he went to, Jim Rohn was his mentor. I don't know if his mentor is the right word, but Jim Rohn inspired Tony Robbins. Tony Robbins is amazing too. I went to one of his live events and got a lot out of it. Walked on fire, which is crazy. So fire walkers. So if you can walk on fire, maybe you can get through something like this, right? So who knows if that was just part of that. So personal development journeys, paramount. Just be interested, be open. Use your better judgment. There's a lot of trash out there. Look at people, like if you're looking at somebody's life, like if they're giving you fitness advice and they look like shit, probably don't take their advice. Somebody's spiritual and they're like, their character and integrity is a little sus. Use your discernment, right? And the Bible talks about discernment. But there's also a lot of good stuff out there too. So I'll drop a few that I've gotten value out of. So Bible, I think I'm currently reading the New International Version, the NIV. Some of the other stuff's a little hard to read for me. I think it's NIV. Something like that. There's a lot of good principles and stuff in there. Jim Rohn, Marcus Aurelius, Epictetus, Stoic philosophy. Stephen Siebel, I'm reading a book by him right now. It's really good. 177 Mental Toughness, Secrets of the World Class. Which is real. It's what I do in my morning little process. I read the Bible, Daily Stoic, and then that Stephen Siebel book. Just one page for those other two. I've been doing that for a couple years now. I get a lot out of it. And God, who else? There's so many, like Napoleon Hill. There's a YouTube channel called Grave Mind. They put out a lot of good stuff. So while I'm walking the dogs or taking you for a walk, I'll be listening to this. I just constantly personal development. I don't watch TV. We don't watch TV. Just be mindful of those distractions and stuff. So yeah, just exercise the mind through your personal development daily process, the body for sure, and so mind, body, soul. So that's kind of the preparation, and that just being a part of my daily habit and process has prepared me to weather this. Like I came into this fortified and strengthened, again, from a mind, body, soul standpoint. And just the stress alone that this has brought on, the stress being with mom in the hospital, not sleeping and just being by her side. And man, when I got home after everything that afternoon, and just for the record, I left on the 13th of September. I held her hand until 12/12. So just, I want you to know that little detail, 12/12, your birthday. That's when I finally walked away. God, fucking nightmare. Talk about just your heart just dashed. Like, whew, crazy. But yeah, so if you're not preparing mind, body, soul, something like this will destroy you. And my body was in shock afterwards, and it took me a couple of days to figure out what's going on, just from the shock alone and the emotional trauma. Somebody else would have gotten sick or been hospitalized probably themselves. So that's kind of personal development journey in that process. Another thing that is easy to run to during stuff like this is like drugs and alcohol, escapism. That's something that I don't do. I don't indulge in, I don't overconsume anything really. Maybe right now my overconsumption is maybe caffeine, maybe too much, and going to the gym, but I'm doing that just to kind of get rid of the pain right now. And it's not balanced, it's not really healthy, but I think for the situation, it's adding value, so I'm doing it right now. But they say, drop the vices, step one, and you're like, get your life together. For a lot of people anyways, drugs and alcohol. Oh, Leia, hi. Leia's vice is anger, by the way. She's an angry little one. Just kidding, but she's a sweetheart. But yeah, so drop the vices. The clarity of mind can't be overstated, understated. To go through something like this and to be cloudy mentally, first of all, it would cloud your conscience and your connection with God, spirit, universe, the one, source, whatever the fuck you think is the reality of it. That's your path to walk. I can't do that for you. But I can share with you what has brought value to me, right? Where I'm at. Having that clear mind, though, historically, like years ago, I would have frosty Modelo's with some limes in it. Yeah, like, especially the weather's warm by the pool, and just numb the pain, right? And then even beyond Modelo's, like, I'll just be honest, like, with drugs and everything, smoking, blunts with Swisher Sweets, the grape and blueberry wrappers, those are my thing. And me personally, I could smoke those all day, multiple a day, and be quote unquote normal, where maybe some other people couldn't. But that was kind of my process for a while. Different party drugs like ecstasy and cocaine, different pills like, oxys and things like that. And then also Adderall, Xanax. So that's, Jesus, what a fucking cocktail that is right there, right? But yeah, so instead of, she's gonna go bark and get angry at somebody. Clarity of mind is paramount as well. Like, don't dull yourself. Don't run from anything. Conflict avoided is conflict multiplied. It's important to stand in this fire and to be present in the moment, be present in the pain, and that will enable you to process it in a healthy way. It's going to hurt, it's going to suck, but without a clear conscience, or not a clear conscience, but your connection, that still small voice in your head and your heart, through self-medicating, it fucks that whole thing up, right? And if God's trying to lead you, if God's trying to lead you and you can't hear him, then this is going to be a dumpster fire. And I think the fact that I'm 100%, everything, I watch everything I ingest. Even my eyes, like with entertainment, like be mindful of that stuff, like TV or video games. People run to food. Drugs and alcohol is probably the easiest, especially alcohol, since it's socially acceptable. And let's go out and have a few drinks. It's not a big deal. It's more than a big deal. It'll ruin your fucking life, dude. And it ruins people's lives. It's ruined my Uncle Eric, my great Uncle Eric's life. Sweetening drugs and alcohol. So, they say just drop the vices, right? And let your conscience tell you what those vices are. For me, drugs and alcohol, through a situation like this, self-medicating would be just an easy out. And everybody would understand, like, people probably would expect me to be, taking Xanax at a minimum, right? For the anxiety that shows up, right? Yeah. So just be strong in that area when it comes to the whole escapism thing. It's not going to help you. It's never helped anybody. It's only made things worse. And again, conflict avoided is conflict multiplied. So remember that. So what says, as Uncle Wes says, long story short, how am I doing so well through this? Which I just think that's funny that just people's perceptions outside, and they only see little bits and pieces anyway. So I get that. But I prepared myself over years and years. Like I said, I started jiu-jitsu in 2006 to really double down on the personal development stuff in 2008. It's 2023 now. Preparation, your personal development journey, and clarity of mind, right? Do not go down the escapism route. Watch everything that you ingest that you breathe in, that you eat, that you inject, anything in your eyes, your ears. Jim Rohn has this quote, says, guard your coffee, right? And your coffee being your mind. So even stuff that people tell you, their advice, just different stuff on TV or the news or on your phone or whatever, just guard your coffee. You stand guard to that at that gate, and you make a conscious decision to let anything in and also out, right? Like watch your emotions and stuff that it comes out. But for this, I've already gone kind of too long than I wanted, but I love you, buddy. We're getting through this together. We're going to just doing our best every single day, and we're going to have moments where we appear strong, and then there's going to be moments where we appear weak. So in my opinion, it's all the same. Just what's showing on the inside versus outside. This shit just comes in waves, right? Up and down, just like the ocean. So I love you very much, and you're inside with Grandma right now, so I'm going to go in there and give you a big kiss. Love you, buddy. Bye.